Welcome back, guys. You're still watching The Spot, and we're still here at Fahrenheit Loft in Lagos. We've been joined by our guest of the day, who is, I don't know if I should say a tech entrepreneur, or I don't want to say app developer because that sounds so much more. A techpreneur. Yeah. A techpreneur. Simeon Ononobi. Welcome.
That's nice.
What?
Announcing it the first time and getting it.
And getting it right.
Not many people
that difficult.
say Simeon Ononobi or Ononobi. You know. But yeah, you hit it on there.
Welcome. Yay. Do I get a gift?
I don't know yet.
Okay, so yes. So as a techpreneur, tell us what you do.
So basically, in layman's terms, I build businesses. I'm a solution provider.
Okay.
So I just try find solutions to problems. And over time, I've noticed that when I find solutions to problems, it makes sense just converting them to businesses and grow companies and sell them off at the end of it. So I've seen myself build over time some businesses and I've sold them off. Okay.
And right now, so I know that you've done quite a few projects. You did something called Bump, which is back up my phone.
Yes.
Which is something that you need to talk to my dad because he's forever like, I need to back up. But yeah, among other things. But right now, the project that you've been working on most recently and you're very passionate about is a project called Simple Pay.
Yes.
So would you tell us a little bit about Simple Pay?
Okay, so it's exciting because, Simple Pay, took me from nowhere to, being known worldwide, because we won an international competition where we were named the best new company in the world.
That was Seed Stars?
Yes, that was Seed Stars.
Yeah.
And, it's been awesome because, we've getting a lot of feedbacks. Now a bank came in and Bank of Industry, they bought 20% of Simple Pay now.
Wow.
And they invested a lot of money into it.
So what is Simple Pay?
So Simple Pay is a mobile payment solution. So basically what happened was I had issues with accepting payments. Everybody wanted to go into e-commerce. So question was, what would I do now? And I realized I had a lot of junk in my my closet. So and I wanted to give out this junk, sell these things and make some money. You have, I can go into your wardrobe and find clothes everywhere. And I just thought to myself, why not just exchange this for value and, create a business out of it? So the first time I tried it, I opened something called the Giddy Market. So it was like Lagos Market, where you could just throw in your stuff and get people to buy. But people couldn't buy because they were like, you have to give an account and all that. So I realized that was a problem. So I tried to fix that. And in fixing that, it became bigger than Giddy Market, and Giddy Market collapsed under 2 months because everybody's focus was now, everybody has the same problem. So everybody couldn't accept payments online. It was difficult and all that. So I started building Simple Pay. So I just scribbled down some few codes. That's what people
just do coding always say, as if it's like scribbling down your name, but yeah.
Well, at the point it was simple. It was just accept payment, but it grew into people wanting it, different merchants wanting the same thing. Housewives would call and say they wanted websites where they could sell stuff at home. So it just grew into something big. And then we were trying to model after the PayPals of this world and all that. But understanding the environment, which is Nigeria and Africa in general, I decided to tailor down solutions that solve our basic needs. So right now we're partnering with the banks. We've just gotten our PCI DSS certification, which means we're level 1 grade.
I was gonna say, what does that mean? Okay.
So we're now level 1 grade security in terms of internet fraud and all that. So we're now partnering with the banks. We're going to open up our new app, the Simple Pay 2.0, which will allow you to do some fabulous things that I can explain.
That you can't tell right now.
Yeah.
Explain. I can't explain.
Imagine if you have. How many banks do you have?
Gosh,
4. Yeah, so 4. Imagine if you have one app that you can aggregate all your bank accounts on. An app that generates data for you that tells you how much you spent per day, per week, per month.
Needed in my life.
Stuff like that. So that's what we're looking at, and that's what we're trying to sell.
How many users do you currently have?
So on Simple Pay, we have users about 60,000. Merchants has grown from about 2,000 to about 4,000. Right now, we're moving to a new platform. So we're slowing down on a lot of things because we're changing the whole platform. So it used to be a makeshift platform, just let's get people on board. Right now we've built, we've got international developers, we have close to 12 new, developers in-house that have come from all over the world to work with us. We've gotten an ex-McKinsey person as VP. We've got a lot of things into the company, and we're building something big.
Oh, this is really exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. I like this is perfect for our topic of the day, which is like we're talking about tech in the future.
Okay.
So and there's so much going on with that. But apart from simple pay and the tech stuff, what do you like? If you were going to take away all the tech stuff, who is Simeon? Like, what do you do? Like, you can't always have your head in a computer, right?
Unless if you find some sort of joy.
Like he's actually thinking, what do I do? What do I like? What do I like?
I like playing football.
Okay, what team do you support? Let's go with that. Nigerian men.
What team do I support? I am. Okay, everyone will say Chelsea, but
No,
I am
not
not
Chelsea.
I'm not a
Super fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of good football. So. So I watch football. I'm actually a sports person. So I mean, like I was gisting with some of your guys backstage, and I actually love baseball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've been able to get into baseball.
It's nice. I mean, I have a Dodgers ball. I could actually give it to you. I mean, it's for me, it's passion. Doing stuff like that. So if you can come to my house, you see all the big guys like play cricket, swimming. I don't know how to swim yet very well, but I'm learning. Yeah. So I just like exercise.
What were you doing before the
Have you always been doing? Yeah.
I started when I was 16, so I don't know before then, except before I was 16, because my first business was 16.
Okay.
So very funny story. Back in school, everybody understand Google.
Okay.
Then we had Hippo. Hippo was the search engine then. So I found a way to get every other person interested in this .com thing. So I told my HOD, and they were like excited. Like, yeah, you could use Yahoo Mail. You could do this. You could do that. I mean, you could send an email from the hostel to the school and all that. And I got some people to teach me how to clone a computer. Then I started a company called Compuversity, where I teach students. They pay 500 naira to come watch me teach them.
Wow.
How to use computers and all that stuff. And
That's dope.
That's awesome.
did a lot of stuff.
I like this.
Can I tap into a bit of your spirit?
I know, tap into the anointing.
Tap into it. We're going to go on a quick break now. When we come back, we have our topic of the day. See you guys in just a bit.
Welcome back. You guys are still watching The Spot. Hopefully you've been keeping tabs on the convo so far. Remember that you can always check us out on Facebook, Twitter. We're also, of course, on our personal profiles at Zainab__Balogun and at El Akintobi. And our guest for the day, Simeon Ononobi. What's your social media handle?
At Simeon Ononobi.
There we go. Super easy. Okay, so we've had Simeon in the house, and he's been telling us about his, techpreneurship and his days of your business ideas when he was 16. And we were trying to tap from his anointing. Time to get into our topic of the day, which is tech in the future, or maybe, I don't know, tech in 2016, tech in the future. Yeah. So we're basically talking about tech in the future. Like, technology obviously has grown from leaps and bounds from when we started using it, from when you started using it. In fact, it changes and evolves more and more every day.
Yeah.
So it's important, I think, for us as people who live in the 21st century to be aware of what's going on and talk about the things that are developing, things that are changing, and how they're changing our day-to-day lives, how they're affecting our work, our health, our everything. So in your opinion, what is tech in the future looking like to you? Like, where are we going, in 2016 and beyond?
Okay, now I'm going to probably break that into different segments. So I would say first, Nigeria. For Nigeria, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of billionaires in tech space. The reason I say that is this. I mean, I see a lot of problems, challenges everywhere that need solving.
Yeah.
And in my little experience, when you solve problems, you make billionaires.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now we're doing a lot of things in the tech space. I mean, there are so many things you couldn't do in the past. I mean, imagine. I mean, I was having a conversation and watching TV on the mobile, and you can buy, different things, and you can chat, you can talk, you can bank.
Yeah.
And for me, that's just the beginning. So there's a lot of things. I mean, We're going to go into virtual reality soon. We're going to go into robotics.
Yeah.
We're going to go into a lot of things.
Do you think we're going to do that here? Well, we're not at the same pace. That's the thing about Nigeria. I feel like we are a bit behind in certain things, and we're going to have to accept that we're going to be behind for a while until some other things catch up. I don't know if you see what I'm saying?
I think
because I mean, I live in the world. I live in the tech space. I know a lot of talented people.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen a cartoon that was done and I couldn't tell it was a Nigerian, because this was like Hollywood standard. And it was pure animation.
Wow.
And what I think is we just need support. We just need to prove to those big boys or the big rich guys that, I mean, for instance, I mean, you travel to San Francisco, for instance, and somebody meets you, and the first thing the person offers you is $5 million or $10 million.
Oh, I need to go to San Francisco.
And to bite into your business.
Yeah.
And in Nigeria, you're asked if you want 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira, or like you then put 500,000 naira into your business, and you're asking yourself, that would even pay my daily wages. So the fact is, we need to get to a point where we explore more. And for me, I believe that if one tech business blows and becomes a global thing, then
people will follow suit.
Exactly, everybody's going to. I mean, take for instance, it's the same thing in the music industry. Everybody, I mean, one person sings, everybody thinks it is cool, and everybody follows exactly. And the same thing's going to happen, you know, in the tech space. We're doing e-commerce. We're going to do F-commerce. We're going to do
F-commerce?
Facebook commerce or social commerce or chatting and all that. And we're going to do a lot of things. I mean, Instagram is not. I mean, people get more news on Instagram than they even get on day-to-day life. You probably even know more about the next person living next door just on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know,
but
so
you won't talk to the person next door.
Exactly.
You won't go knock on the door, but you know what their bedroom looks like. You know what? Yeah.
So it's like tech in the future. Well, for Nigeria, I think is going to be big. I think this is 1 year, and I'm so happy about what's happening to oil because.
Listen, the rest of us are not, because it's like this.
Yeah, it has to choke.
I think that you're right in a sense that Nigerians and Africans as a whole are very smart people, and we are natural problem solvers, because when something doesn't work, we find a way to make it happen ourselves.
Exactly.
So when you were asking the question about whether or not people would start to invest or whatever, something that I've noticed is that I was fortunate enough to go to China for a tech fellowship, right? And one of the questions that people that you know, some of the entrepreneurs over there and investors over there were asking is, how can we get into Africa to help you guys do what we're doing?
Yeah. So
a lot of them made reference to the fact that they felt like Nigeria was literally what China was years ago. Like it's bubbling under. Some of the African entrepreneurs that we went with who are doing the most basic things, like a young woman from Kenya who developed like a social media app for neighborhoods.
Okay.
So the issue that they're having is that emergency response units take a long time to come to people. So she's developed an app where your neighbors are literally on your phone. If anything happens, you can raise an alarm and people can come over and help you. There's another person who's doing something related to travel that helps you find people in different countries that will basically take you in and teach you about their culture. There's a whole vetting security process.
Street address.
So it's like
so many things.
So many amazing, like crazy things. So I was blown away by like China as the whole, and I'm excited to see what Nigeria is going to do this year, because I know we have so many things.
The funny thing is we have the numbers. I mean, somebody was complaining yesterday, CBN says 15 naira per
1,000 naira.
Oh gosh, you know what, before we start talking about that, because I could talk about that all day.
No, but I mean, look at the good side of it.
We're going to look at the good side of it. We will. But we'll do that after the break. Stay tuned, guys. Welcome back. You're still watching The Spot. We've been talking about tech in the future with Simeon Ononobi. And just before I cut him off at the break point, he was going to tell us, he was going to talk about a little bit about what the Central Bank of Nigeria, the CBN, for those of you outside Nigeria, has been doing and how it's sort of going to affect tech.
So it's simple. I mean, I always say the easiest way for instance, I mean, take America for instance. America wants to do anything today, they leverage on the population they have.
Yeah.
So they have 300 million people viewing into one TV station, and they create a phone dialogue that allows people to pay $0.99 and boom, it's $40 million, it's $50 million, it's $100 million.
Yeah.
Now the same thing is happening. I believe will happen in Nigeria. I mean, CBN, like I said, brought up a small
Charge.
thing. It's 50 naira. But do you know how many transactions are done daily?
Yeah.
And do you know how much the CBN would be able to raise from that? The same thing will happen in tech. So you'd see people leveraging on the fact that there's a huge number of people here. So all you need to do is just create something that everybody needs. Traffic, solve the traffic problem. Solve the
I know how to solve
crazy
the traffic
behavior
problem.
of Nigerians. I don't know how that's going to happen, but anybody that solves it becomes a billionaire. Like,
I know how you
instantly.
could solve. I know how to solve all these problems. Now, the thing about traffic, everybody stay your ass at home. Stay at home. Skype into your meetings. All of that. Do that. To solve everyone's crazy behavior. Actually, I don't know about that. We still praying on that.
Well, they're working on a helmet gear thing that sends brain waves to help people with depression.
Brain.
So maybe we can work on something that plays music and just chills people out.
Yeah, but trust me, Nigeria we're doing great. We're doing great. I mean, things are formed here and it's taken exported everywhere else as tech.
Yes.
So that's why I said, for me, the petroleum system, I think it's going to help us a lot because now you're forced to
look elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
What are some of your favorite apps?
My favorite apps are the ones I built.
Okay, you're excited. Brag on it. Okay.
Yeah. So outside that, my favorite apps. Now, favorite or most used.
Okay.
So this the two things.
Favorite first.
Okay, favorite.
Maybe just name a couple.
The Goal.com app.
Goal.com.
Yeah. I like that app.
Sports. Yeah.
Truecaller a bit.
Truecaller. What's
Why
that?
does that sound familiar?
It's an app that tells you who's calling you.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't used that. I've never. I know of it, but I've never used it. Maybe
It works very well on Android, and I remember there was.
It works. I mean, fully simple technology, but I mean,
we all need that.
They're making so much money from it.
Okay.
Which other app? Instagram. I actually don't use Instagram that much.
But
I'm getting to learn it because everybody now selfie. You know, so I'm getting to learn it. But Facebook I use a lot.
Okay.
I use Facebook a lot. I don't do Twitter a lot because it's time consuming for me.
Yeah.
So reading all those threads and trying to figure out what's happening, it's too much. It's too much for
me. It can be a bit overwhelming. Okay.
Then my movie apps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have some movie apps, Netflix.
Yeah.
Euroko TV.
Bastion's gonna hit me if I say I don't use Euroko TV. So Bastion, I use Euroko TV. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of your favorite apps or most used?
Well, I'm a social media junkie, so I have a to-do app. That's very good for productivity. Truecaller. What else do I use a lot of? Yeah, I think those are my.
Oh, by Hello Food.
I don't use Hello Food. No.
I've used that before. I haven't used it consistently enough to
call it your favorite.
To build it.
To call it my. Yeah, I mean, I used it a couple of times and I wasn't particularly happy with the services.
Okay.
And so I kind of just and then I needed it at a particular point, but I didn't need it after that, so I just kind of don't use it anymore. But it's helpful because it does kind of help. Yeah, I mean, for people who are always hungry like me.
I outside what I built, my favorite of all ever apps I've ever used is the Flipboard app.
Flipboard. Do you know I have it, but I keep saying, I need to use it, but I don't because I do RSS feeds on Feedly.
Oh, okay.
So I don't use Flipboard, but yeah.
I like the magazine kind of feel to it, you know. So I have Forbes on it. I have everything I want on it. So
that is a good app actually.
For me, it's one of the best apps.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And it was built very well. So
it's a beautifully done app, visually and everything. It's actually very, very attractive as well. Yeah, it's a good one.
What about you?
Probably. I mean, okay. Well, apart from social media stuff, Snapchat and all that.
My ads.
I only just
my ads
pays you.
It does, but I literally just. Can you imagine? See how he just inserted himself into.
There's another app that I heard about that pays.
Which one?
skits or something like that. It's like a
What is that?
If you don't remember, it doesn't pay.
social media app whereby you put up videos or pictures of yourself, and the more likes you get, the more you get paid by like whatever. So if I took a picture with a Coke bottle or something, and the brand will pay you directly for how many likes
you get on that.
And that's a Nigerian one.
Oh, that's actually very interesting
I
as well.
I have
Okay,
to
that's good.
recheck the name.
Okay, but since we have gone into talking about my ads,
Okay, so
we'll talk about-
but you like the app.
I just
In
got
10
it
seconds,
because
you got paid for it.
because you called me. You know what? I mean, I'm not gonna do this to you. I'm not gonna do this right now.
Ads work, please.
Yes. So,
Okay,
well, let's
so-
just say my ads. So that's my and then ads, like advertisement.
Yeah.
Is an app that Simeon created, developed, and is pushing. So tell us about my ads.
Okay, so my ads, like I said, was also a solution to a problem. So Simple Pay had a problem, which was how do we take all this money and pay to EbonyLifeTv just to advertise? So I could pay a bit here and there. I could, do one TV program or that, but it would not guarantee me someone in Elisha that doesn't have DSTV or doesn't have this, but has a mobile phone. So what we did was simple. We created an app that pushes an advert. So when you get an incoming call, you see an advert plus the incoming call. So you still answer your call. It doesn't disturb, your regular flow. And once you finish with the call, it pops up the ad again. And if you interact with that ad, you earn more points. And points, money, products.
So each point is, so you get 1 point, you get 1 naira.
For Nigeria.
For Nigeria.
we've
So
launched
where
them-
else is it? Yeah.
So we just launched them 2 weeks ago, about a week ago, 16th of January. We launched in India.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is massive.
Yeah.
That is massive.
It is. And so we're looking to launch in the UK, we're looking to launch in Latin America, and also the US.
So what can you spend your tokens on?
Right now, you can spend, everywhere we launch, the first thing you can convert directly is airtime. So you can get quick airtime from the vendor, the telco you use. But we're in partnership talks with confectionery, food, beverage companies, with in talks with petrol companies, so O&O, Total, to convert those points to either fuel, diesel, or probably a burger.
Okay, so wait, so if I wanted to advertise, I don't know, my brand, like if I made like footwear, or I was pushing myself as a brand, for example.
Yeah. So the beauty of my ads is this.
Yeah.
Now, so Azmi Lamide owns Lamide Footwear, and Lamide Footwear resides in, say, Lekki, Lagos. So the first thing Lamide want to do is to reach the
People
Lekki
in
area.
Lekki.
Yeah. So what my ads can do is my ads can actually pinpoint your location and say everybody within here, Lamide is here. Now Lamide doesn't need to reach 20 million people. Lamide just needs to 10,000 people in Lekki. So you only pay for those 10,000 people. So the difference between my ads and all the other platforms is you don't get that targeted marketing.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. We're saying let's target market for you. So it's like, I'm not a lady, so I'll never get a sanitary pad advert, for instance.
Okay.
Right.
But the ladies are going to get sanitary pad adverts. So things like that. So it's just what it is.
Okay.
And what I'm proud about of my ads is it's a Nigerian thing.
Yeah.
Started by Nigerians, and now we're getting interest from around the world.
That's pretty cool. Well, that's what Tech in the Future is all about, and we're going to talk more about that when we come back. Please stay with us.
Hi guys, welcome back to The Spot, and we've been talking about tech in the future, but it's time now for us to take a quick break and check out our Monday Fitness. So here it is.
Welcome to Monday Fitness with Adura. Today we're going to talk about stretches that can help you. We're going to start off with a downward dog. Just push your chest back, keep your arms straight, and drive your heels down towards the floor. Okay, you're stretching out the hamstrings. Now the next step is to walk the dog, as they say in yoga. So you alternate the legs and you walk. This way you're targeting the muscles a little more. And when you're warm enough from doing this for about 30 seconds to a minute, the next step to get a deeper stretch, this is really good post-workout. The next one is both feet back down, you lift up one foot, and that's it, just put it behind the other ankle, and then switch sides. Okay, again, drive your heels down, and keep pushing your chest back. Your second exercise, you're going to sit on your bum. Then you bend one knee and put your foot, the sole of your foot on the inside of your thigh. Push that knee as far down as you can. Then you reach up, and from there, you reach towards your foot. Relax your head, let your head drop down, and point your toes towards you. Okay, here, you hold for about 30 seconds, and then you repeat on the other side. Nice. Lift your right hand up and reach through the left. Just drop your body down, rest your face on the floor. That's it, okay? Now that hand comes up, and then you just open, reach over. Okay, you can turn your head a little just to follow your hand, or just stay where you are, but just keep pushing as you breathe out. Okay, try and go for 30 seconds on this side. Bring your hand back down, return to all fours, and switch sides. So reach, rest your face on the floor, and open up. Good. Thank you, Lamide. Stay healthy. Bye.
That was our Monday Fitness. And actually, fitness apps are that is part of my tech in the future thing. So I was reading an article, this is just by the by, I was reading an article yesterday or 2 days ago about a guy who he didn't even realize he does the wearable thing. And when his boyfriend called to break up with him, after they had that conversation, he just noticed that there was, like, at the end of the day, when he usually checks his stats or whatever, he just checked that his heart rate had gone up, and that was the time it coincided with like the phone call, and his heart rate was high like throughout the day. And he goes, it's funny, it's interesting how people talk about how tech is so apart from you, but it's literally so embedded in your life. Like, I can track what heartbreak looks like.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and that's what it is, like, it literally can track, and you don't even know.
Even in sleep patterns. I mean, it helps you understand your sleep pattern.
My cousin showed me his sleep pattern in December. I was like, 2 hours, 1 hour 41. And it tells you when you're in REM, deep sleep, and it's really like, it's something that I'm so into.
I mean, there's this fear that, cancer, this, all that. But truth of the matter is, I mean, I just believe that there's no gain without pain. So we have to always have this belief that it will work. Just believe it works. You know, so there are a lot of wearables out there. I use some of them. I like some of them. I don't like some because they don't give me what I really want. Like, you know, I want to know if I am getting, you know, adding more weight, calories and stuff. I want to know when I'm burning more. I want to know what I do more. So, for instance, my office is now close to the house. So instead of exactly, so instead of drive to the office, I can walk to the office. You know, different things. So you can wake up in the morning and just walk around the estate. Just because you see that there's something monitoring you. It's easier that way than the other way around. So if you have to do it mentally and feel, I'm going to do this, trust me, you're never going to do it.
That's one thing I do like about tech. And sometimes something is so trendy, people want to do it, but it benefits you as well. So if it's the trend that gets you, that's fine.
The wearables came out, like, everybody had one. Everybody was just
in Nigeria.
Crazy.
So everybody in Nigeria had wants one of them, because and it's something funny about Nigeria. And that's why I believe tech. I mean, the topic for today would make more sense in Nigeria, because we love
new things, new shiny things.
Exactly.
We do.
So if you come up with some good stuff that changes the way you do things, but it also socially uplifts you, everybody will go it.
Sometimes I think one of the issues that we might have, I mean, we do have a massive population. So when we develop things, a lot of people develop things, you know, tech products or whatever. Sometimes I feel like we're only trying to target a small amount of people, and that's not really going to bring you revenue that you want. If you only want to reach like super rich people, then that means you're talking about what, 3 to 5% of the population, like super rich. But so what happens to the rest? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So,
but the truth of the matter is, I mean, the youth population is really
why?
Because
the youth in Nigeria can be like 60.
Exactly. So everybody's youth. So the youth population is really massive, and I've noticed this, you know, would I call it competition amongst youths? So everybody wants to be everybody.
Oh, okay.
So for instance, when you said entrepreneurship, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur.
I don't. Right.
Yeah, but I believe that there are some people that, because I mean, over time I've worked, and I've realized that my passion is building stuff. I don't want to go market. Sometimes I have to, because I mean, I know the product very well, so I can market it, but I need to get someone that is exceptional in this stuff.
Okay,
So
to do that for
Exactly.
you.
So when for instance, my ads, when we first formed it, I had to get someone that understood graphics, understood visuals, understood a lot of things to help me modify that space. Right now, we're building our own graphic theme, so that we know what the brand wants, how the people react to it, and all that. I don't know that. I just want to make a solution that's wow.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So there are people that will never set up their own businesses, but will make other businesses great.
Okay.
And that is what we need to look for. And that's what I actually advise entrepreneurs. Once you're about to start something, look for 1, 2, 3 people that understands the other segments of the market, not what you're trying to do.
Okay.
I mean, you would never find it outside where one person is a sole business owner, founder, CEO, chairman, and everything.
Yeah.
But here in Nigeria, you find
one
chairman,
person is everything.
exactly. So we need to build that culture, and then to help our tech scene.
Okay. Gosh, we've learned so much. We're going to go on another break now, and we'll be right back here on The Spot.
Welcome back. You are still watching The Spot, and we are still here talking about tech in the future with Simeon. And we've talked about fitness. We've talked about just in general, like how the tech space is developing and things like that. Is there anything that you feel like tech in the future should lean more towards? Maybe maybe in Nigeria, but Africa, and let's stick with Africa, Nigeria and Africa. What should we be trying to make tech in the future about in our own environment?
Job creation.
Because
I believe that there's a belief that tech businesses should not employ, because one person can do
many things,
almost everything, which is not true. Now, I mean, Facebook, for instance, 50,000 plus. Google, same thing. PCC
Apple.
Global. I mean, all these companies, they have 100, 200,000 people working for them. Question would be, what do they do? There are so many things you can do. So the belief is that if we do tech very well, there's going to be direct jobs created, indirect jobs created, so many of them. And it's going to help solve a lot of problems. We hope that this year that we'll be creating a lot of jobs, because so many people don't have jobs, which is true. I mean, call for an interview, tell them it's just one space.
And like 1,000 people
exactly will show up for the same position. So, I believe that that's one thing that's going to happen a lot this year. We're going to be having so many new recruits, and so many people are going to get jobs through tech. And I believe that's what's going to happen more this year.
Well, I certainly hope so, because I didn't think about it until you said it, but you're definitely right. We're definitely a continent that needs to make sure that our young people are keeping busy, but also keeping busy, not just busy work, but something that will develop them as well.
Exactly. And education should come in a lot. I don't believe in you have to go in school, stay 4 years, graduate stuff. I mean, you could learn stuff. I did biochemistry. I learned everything I know on my own. So it's something you could learn and just be good at what you do.
But we do have to go.
We
now.
do?
Sadly, yes.
Already?
We run out of time.
Just 10 seconds. Do you know the emergency number?
Sadly, no.
Exactly, but it works perfectly. 112.
It does?
112, guys.
It works
in Nigeria,
perfectly.
Okay.
112. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I hope so. Okay.
So thank you so much, Simeon, for being with us. We've learned so much today, and I'm very inspired by your story. Wish you the very best.
Thank you
I'll
very
be
much.
downloading some of those. So making some some change and buying fuel with my little ads money. We'll see you guys another time for more on The Spot. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
112.